languages that we speak. Welcome back, everybody. So, as United Work and Bake Gang, Korean Conscious, Black Korean Conscious, Knowledge Seekers, Knowledge Collectors, Woke Gang, Anti-Woke Gang, Better the Last Time's Profita Gang, Towaza Gogo Gang, Makosi Gang, all spiritualists, as long as we're all here in love and light. We are here. We haven't done this in the longest, but yeah, we are still trying to find our feet. I have my amazing friend here today who offers to teach us because we are trying to not translate when we're doing our episodes. So she offered that she'll teach us Setswana. So we're gonna start with the basics. We already had our maiden episode, but it was basically just getting to know her. But those who are new as well, maybe Gogo. I'm hearing myself over a device. But yes, Gogo, maybe can tell us hore umangi utwakai for those who are tuning in for the first time. But ema khosini ka khosini akisle reng Batswana but khanya le lesedi.
Lesedi Dumelang on this beautiful Sunday. Kalina Keitumetsi Tlhabye ke setlogolo sa ditlhantlhagane le dinja tsa naga. Ka kgolo ke goletse Makgabetlwane. I'm a child of Mangope.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna also write that we live now. I forgot to do that, so I'm just gonna write if I'm looking down. But please do continue.
Oh, no worries. Yeah. Ka kgolo ke goletse Makgabetlwane, which are the areas of Brits, and later on moved into Gauteng, which is Soshanguve, and I currently reside in Helenville. But that's me in a nutshell.
For the country within the country.
You know, I'm a peace-loving, peacemaking, lovely person who will come for you if you come for me, but otherwise, get motoli caught.
Ashe. So, you know me, I'm gonna call you all titles today. But I think Gogo Harka Kala.
Like, for background and context, this beautiful queen has known me for 20 years. So normal.
Selling within, yeah, but no, but thank you so much for your time. I know I've always found Setswana quite fascinating, especially Hariliko Varsity. And you taught me a term that I will not repeat right here because, remember when I used to be so obsessed with like summer days and stuff, and I was like learning how to be girly. So nekirata para di mini skirt. So remember, but I won't repeat that term now.
Yeah, no. Avoid it.
No, but Gogi, thank you so much for your time and offering that. I think it's a key vocation, you know, as much as in your lineage, you've always been that for me as well. You know, through your different phases, through your, like, there's times more getting, okay, but this is what happens, you know, you try to like psycho and
why we're not at but it's a trend that follows me, so maybe I must just like relook at my steps because everyone before I've disclaimer I'm like, okay.
Hundreds. But no, thank you so much though. You've been a teacher in my life, Ele. So maybe we can start our lesson today because we said can we give the people, it's been like quite a while.
Yes.
But the one person I could really address it now or address it later. But just for a recap, I want us to touch on Kgang Eya Badimu. Mudimu. And then there's another one that got thrown in the spanner, Nodilas, Lidimu, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh.
I forgot about Lidimu. We had a nursery rhyme around Lidimu. Like when you said you
Lidimu, right?
transported me back to like crèche.
But yes, Gogo, I think if you can take us maybe through that as our foundation before we get into a very easy lesson, easy lubricated lesson today. Setswana. So maybe you can take us through that one. Yeah, Mudimu, Sidimu, Badimu.
I think I'll start ka batho, right? And then I will do my interpretation to how we get to Modimo Sedimo, right? So
I
a
like how you
singular
guys.
human, there's a glitchinyana, so I'm not sure if it's you or me. Okay. So in a singular form, motho a le mongwe ke motho, right? Then how tsenya ba bangwe o oketsa palo e nna batho, ne? So I will take it as then how you end up with Modimo is mo, a human form, o godimo. Godimo is above. So motho o godimo. So my personal disclaimer, personal interpretation is Modimo is an entity that is a higher self, right? Then how oketsa palo from motho or batho? That's plural. That's many.
Yes.
So
Yes.
badimo becomes then a lot of people. Ba ba ko godimo ga gago. I remember somebody brought up a conversation about why singuni ba re baphanti be rona re re badimo.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
for Batswana, badimo becomes batho ba ko halo. A lot of times ke batho ba ko eno, like your family. Batho
Yeah.
ba ba ko godimo, and the godimo ya teng ha se elevation to superiority. Ke hore ba ko godimo because they have ascended in our
Ah.
interpretation of what happens when we die.
Mhm. Mhm.
So ba ile
Mhm.
ko godimo, but ke batho ba ko ba rona, ba re godisitseng, ba re ratang, ne?
Uh-huh.
Then selo, a thing. How bua ka a thing wa re selo, right? Or siyo, depending on dialect ya Setswana so se buang, ne?
Oh, I loved that first episode we did. Ew. Yeah, with the different
The
dialects of
different
Setswana.
dialects, right? Yes. So selo ke se. How o isa go godimo ya go nna si dimo.
Aha. Selo se leng
So
ko
I would
godimo.
then interpret all the entities that are not badimo. So mangeloi, ascended masters, like all the entities, tse di godimo becomes sidimo.
I
Ne?
hear that.
That's personal interpretation still, right? And then ebe re bua ka lidimo. So lidimo le ke le itseng is of the element of weather.
Okay.
So lidimo is a weather element. I'm not sure if it's a thunder or a lightning, but it's an element of weather. So how re lidimo, then you're speaking of the elements. So Mbanguni, a lot of their God concepts are in the elements. So I would say lidimo le sidimo le badimo becomes the combination of the human, the elements, and the entities that exist in all the
Can I
different
throw a
dimensions.
spanner?
Yeah.
You know, like in the story, like Tlhano, right? Like
Yeah.
this is my interpretation now that like I've had this convo of how Lidim was like the bad in the story, right? So would that not maybe be also like a lower self of yours, how Lidimu, because also maybe you don't exist in the communal space, yeah. You know, Sidimu exists as a vibrational self. Would Lidimu not be fit for this as well?
I think I wouldn't say that resonates. I would say Lidimu being the scary is probably the power of the elements. Water,
Ah,
wind, elements are quite powerful. They can kill. So, and they creep up on you. You can't sit and say, oh, I saw that lightning coming. You can't say, oh, I saw the rain coming because Setswana sa re, maru ga se pula. So a lot of times we would see the clouds forming and we say, oh, pula e tlo na, but that's not 100%. That's why people go and study meteorology to predict better the rain, right? So you can't see a lot of elements coming. So Lidimo in the scary stories I'd say is because darkness or scary things, you never see them coming. And the thing about the lidimo that was the scary monster was always to scare children into some moral code. All of the stories always had that element where the moral of the story is to actually get kids to have better judgment and better discernment, be kind or be loving. So that was always tends to be the stories right? But then I'm thinking,
Yeah.
then my thing would be then lidimu with the association of the elements would be you never see it coming. You can't sit and say, oh, I did see that thunder will arrive at 5:15.
Sure,
So
sure.
yeah, so I think Lidimo was that the pinky version was that you don't see it coming. You don't see it
Yeah.
coming. And once it comes, it envelopes you. There's nobody who can say, it's raining outside, but then I can have a thing that protects me from the rain. The umbrella, depending on which side the rain is coming from, you will get the element. So I think
Yes,
it's
yes.
yeah, I think that would for me that would be what I think the lidimo in those stories was it envelopes you. You can't anticipate when it's going to come. You don't even know how long it will stay. You are at its
Yeah,
mercy.
yeah, yeah. Okay, comment so far we have, okay, our network. Yeah, I think it's on my end. I do apologize for that. But
Your network.
you often never see that element of darkness coming, right? Not even how long it's here to beat you up. Yeah, it's that how long part is the scary part of the Lidimo element.
Funny
But I
when I
love
was
that
reading this
interpretation.
comment, the word that came to me was the Nguni word vungu vungu. No. So that's the thing of Lidimu. When I imagine what Lidimu does, is that whole whirlwind, like, and it could be over
Yes.
quickly or it could be over. It could take you forever to figure out what is this.
Yeah, yeah. So, Kog, I think we can start maybe with the basic vowel system.
Okay,
Take us
so
through that.
so are started at the alphabets, ne? So the alphabets, even in the if you go to the definition of what is alphabets, that's one story order, ordering of something. But that's to another tatelano ya ditlhaka. So
Tatelano ya ditlhaka.
ditlhaka. So words are ditlhaka. So how re O B C D ke tlhaka. So one like how kwadile B fela ra so ke tlhaka.
Yo,
So
okay.
ke ditlhaka.
I
So
did
like
not know
eight.
you in this light, ma'am. Is this you?
So
Ditlhaka. So I'm gonna take notes
about
as well.
Ramu to ore alphabet wari tatelano ya ditlhaka because tatelano is order. It's
Order.
like an
Yes.
orderly formation of something. So tatelano ya ditlhaka would be when you want to say you are talking about alphabets. Ne?
Okay.
Then when you talk of vowels, then they would be called ditumanosi. Ne? The ditumanosi
Okay.
meaning tuma ke go duma. So the sound. So it sounds by itself. So how ra it's a. So iduma ile one. So ditumanosi.
Tumanosi. That's
Then
such a
Motswana
beautiful
aba
word.
complicate. Yeah, Motswana aba complicated dilo aba describe all the other consonants according to hore di o di utlwa kae ga o bua. So be go nna le ditumapou, dipounama tsa molomo. So so le horeng words that you hear from your mouth. Be go nna le ditumanko, ditumamolomo,
Yeah, banna.
Ditumarinini. So it's just where the sound is coming from. So I'll make an example. Yeah, tumapo,
Okay.
so it's as if the sound is coming out of your mouth when you say them. Then ditumamolomo would be p. So your mouth is sort of making the sound. So it's sort of in your mouth area. And then
Oh my god.
Tumanko it's as if you need air, or it's as if air is coming out of your nose. Then Ditumarinini, so marinini is here. So Ditumarinini, because when you say you feel your tongue touch the upper part of your mouth here. So
That is so rich.
Motswana is like layered like that.
No, le badimo ka nnete na ba re kwatetse the other week. Le badimo ba rona ka nnete.
Yeah, so I think in terms of then that, the questions would be ideal in how more detail anyone would want to get into. But your vowels A, E, I, O, U is Tumanosi. So they are standalones. I think even in English, it is standalone, right?
Okay.
And then the other alphabets that you need to form a word come from different categories. So Tumapou, Tumarinini, Tumamolomo, Tumanko. So you'd get a whole class test, Barry. Ditumanko. And then you must write and remember all of them.
Okay,
And then
is this taught from the home?
You'd hear inside the class because motho a try go pula mara ha ke re ke Tumamolomo. Where is it sounding from? But then it's practical. That's why you would hear somebody trying to hear where it comes from, because it's practical. Like you'll never find Silobari Tumapou, but when you sound it, you're not in agreement.
It doesn't.
You know?
Ooh,
Yes.
but guys, it's so delicious being Bantu, actually.
It's beautiful, ma'am. It's beautiful. And Reshapuka the alphabet, the vowels, right?
Yes,
and then nobody happily the days of the week.
But the spelling of things, I think I'm gonna need to put that in the description box as well.
Okay. All right. I'll send it to you so that you can edit I can read the description box, so you edit after the live.
Yeah.
I'll send them. I'll WhatsApp you the spellings. And then in the days of the weeks, I give a controversy. Today. So today, depending on which school of thought you come from or which area ya Botswana you come from, could be Latshipi, could be LaMorena, could be Sondag, which for me, all of them are problematic. So I'm calling out Botswana out there, asking anybody writing, I would like to believe the original word for Sunday, because Sondag is a borrowed word. A category of Setswana madingwa. So madingwa is words that we borrow from other languages. So for example, how tafule, it's tafel. It's a borrowed word. Yes. Yeah. So Sondag would be Sondag in Afrikaans. So meaning li very short lived, because if you look at when did Africans come to Africa, so lilinyani. So LaMorena could precede Sondag, but still it's Morena ki Jesus in the Sunday context. But how in Sunday ulebella lefoko Morena. Morena is or arenang, and to rena is to reign.
Yes, actually.
So mo ke mo, remember ke mo. So that's why also it doesn't have a gender as well. So Morena, you're not talking about a man. People tend to perceive a man, Morena. But it's a mo.
Already my colonized mind is thinking that.
Because ke motho. And a warena, wa busa.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So La Morena is the only Morena that is associated with Sunday is Jesus. You know? So Then Latshipi is also colonial, because the symbolic ringing of Tshipi to call people for church, the church bell is colonial, because before colonialism, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
Like even the word Tshipi, it could have been even birthed from Tepe, which is an animal. Elhore has always been there, because I'm thinking Tshipi also, if you look at the stories, so I wonder if the ancient of ancient had Tshipi as an instrument.
Yeah.
It could have existed as part of dilo tse ba di berekisang, but as an instrument that we call with, I don't imagine it and I
Yeah.
don't see it. You know, I find it attached to colonial. So that's Sunday.
Especially describing Sunday. Yes, I hear you.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, so Sunday ha ke happy. Ka lefoko la Sunday. Then we would move from Sunday to Kamoso, and then Kamoso is Monday, and that would be Mosupologo.
Okay.
And the rest of the days, getting numbers, so we can actually jump into numbers immediately afterwards. But then the rest of the days then would be on numbers. So Mosupologo, I would think Mosupologo becomes what Batswana deem the first day of the week, because Hosupologa is to rise, is to either rise or react. But then how and looking like they're out of it, like, you know, in a state where they somewhere far away in their thoughts, and they suddenly move. You can say wasupologa, but then the actual rise also from being seated is also husupologa. Like le ha ura motho wa nsogela. You know, so I think that the rise of the week. So I'm thinking
The
Batswana take.
emergence.
So I think Batswana take Monday as the first day of the week because of the husupologa part.
Yeah.
Then Tuesday becomes Labobedi, Pedi,
That's true.
Laboraro, Tharo, Labone, Labotlhano, Tlhano. Then Lamatlhatso is also not giving me peace, because go tlhatswa could be a Saturday activity because of capitalism, because I don't
It's
understand
the
why you wouldn't tlhatswa on a Monday.
yeah.
Oh
There's
yes,
Lerato
Supa
coming in,
as
eh,
well.
Gogo?
Yes.
Oh
Yes, ke a
yes.
bona Lerata are also le go Supa. Yes.
To
So
the rising of the sun for the week ahead.
ga ke
No,
itse Lerato,
Leriches
maybe
Wangos.
maybe Lerato would help us ka Lamatlhatso, because I ke happy na ka Lamatlhatso, because
Laundry
Lamatlhatso would be a
day.
day that you laundry day, and
Mm,
how you having laundry day stationed on a specific day when you can wash whenever you feel like. That
yeah.
gives capitalism, you know.
But a
Yes,
cool
Supa is
accent. I
also
guess that's
7.
you.
Eh?
But a cool accent. I guess that is you.
Why is it me? Because
Kwano buang Setswana ke re kajeko.
oh, okay. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Husupa is
Sorry,
also
Batswana ba
7.
teng. What was the original word? Yes, Saturday. Hey.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, but
But Supa,
for
I think Lerato is bringing also another element. Supa is also a number 7. So it either could be Monday is the first day or the 7th day.
mm,
I've never actually thought of the super part of it. Yeah,
yeah.
but super is 7. So Nngwe Pedi Tharo, Nngwe Pedi Tharo, Nne Tlhano, Thatharo, Supa, Robedi, Robongwe, Lesome.
Thatharo,
So
what does
super
that
is,
word mean?
I think Tharo is 3, so maybe it's a multiple. I don't know.
Oh.
I can see the entomology. Nah, I just study Setswana.
Oh
I'm
wow.
just a
I'm
Motswana.
hearing them
So, but then
now.
I think you're multiplying, like, because I'm thinking, yeah, it's
Tata.
6 3 is a multiple of 6, and then
Sick.
3 guitar.
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, no, Gogo. I think we're doing really good on time, actually. Can we go through the number system, perhaps?
Number system as in,
Yeah, King 0, 1, 2, 3, up until 9, because that was part of the things we need to teach us, I guess. But
oh,
yeah, yeah,
gore di bidiwang ke nngwe,
is one.
singular,
Does
yeah.
zero exist in our Bantu counting system? Zero as a number.
I'm trying to think of a name for it. Lifela.
I was
So it's
thinking that,
nothing.
ne?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Lifela,
but
so
also
nothing.
that nothing doesn't it seem like it's got something as well? Like you know how like saying that the everythingness in the nothingness and the nothingness in the everythingness.
Isn't that the nothingness was them acknowledging the binary system of numbers? Because
We'll go there.
you did computer engineering, so you know the zeros and
It's
eights
the ones
are
and
a
zeros.
computer what.
No, but
So
yeah, it's that mind effing situation, yeah. like in the everythingness, there's still the nothingness that exists, and then as a nothingness. My aunt ore Lamatlhatso ke laundry day. I asked for her to go deeper. A re go tlhatswa leleme ka bojalwa.
See, that's another name.
But for direct translation, to wash the tongue with a liquor, because that's what we do, right? Yeah, but colonial effects from that. But Gogo, I also wanted to ask you on what do I want to ask you? But I think take us through the number system, Bailey, and then how do we amplify it when we get to like the double digits, ka Setswana? Because I think my favorite phrase to say for the past year, ke kgang ere, even though ha ke Motswana, but you know, so I wanna speak my Setswana much better. Kgang kgolo.
So re boelle hape ko the numbers, ko re bale
Yes,
di-number.
yes.
Nngwe, Pedi, Tharo, Nne, Tlhano, Thatharo, Supa, Robedi, Robongwe, Lesome. Lesome nngwe. So it's similar to 11, where it's similar to English, where you now say the number again but to a tenth. Lesome pedi,
Lesome.
lesome tharo. So it's you're repeating 1, 2, 3 with a
So when
tenth.
we get to like the 20s, what's 20?
Lesome
Ke masome a
robongwe.
mabedi.
Then
Or
30
masome
bena
a
masome a
mabedi.
mararo. The
Then what's
only
a
difference
hundred?
then, the only number that has a independent word then will be 100, because ke lekgolo. Because masome a
Lekgolo.
mabedi,
And then a
masome a mararo,
thousand?
masome a mane. Eh?
A thousand ke eng?
Sekete.
Sekete. Oh, sekete. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, no, in case tshwantse re phatlhele lotho ka Setswana bo. So we need
Yes.
so lekgolo is 100. So okay, so 10 is a kana ke eng? What's 10 again?
Lesome.
Lesome. And then when you go double digits, it's
In
lesome
masome according to where you are. So masome a mabedi, a mararo,
mabedi,
a
20,
mane.
30. Okay. And then 100 is lekgolo.
Yes, that's why I get the 100. Like how tomorrow go 20, 30, 40. Kiboiki, masome or whatever that number you are at. But then the
Yeah.
one that then becomes independent on its own becomes 100 kalokol, because hase masome a ma 10
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
nalokol.
True. And then would you know the primary colors? Like red, green, blue, yellow. Yeah, red,
If I
yellow.
if
What
I
are the
force
primary
my if
colors?
I force my memory to tweu is white, yellow serulwane, green ke tala. That's why ba re motho o tala. Kana brown go na le tshetlha, which is a bit more nude. Wena brown tse nkare di tan nude. Ba re tshetlha. But brown in its fullness, the name doesn't come quickly. Sotho.
Yeah.
Tshetlha is like a fond like. Ha
A
ke gopola
lightish
brown
brown,
ke tla go bolelela.
a pale brown. No, Gogi. Do you have
Mm,
anything else for us today? I think
you
ish,
had said ke go tlele diane.
ehe,
Ntsho ke black, yes. Then red even na khubedu or
Kiwi.
khibidu, depending on the dialect. So se khona le khubedu le khibidu.
Yeah.
Blue even na. My mind is like looking for the colors. Mem.
That is pale, yeah. So the word itself. But yeah, I need to, because I know that's a Sotho, the brown color would be that, and then would denote to us as a people. So like you spell it Sotho, but oh yes, what I wanted to ask you is, like, you know, when you're reading, ne? Ho na le mantswe a mang, they spelled the
Oh,
same,
but then they
but
are not.
like how do you know, okay, I need to pronounce this one in this way or
So
read
ke
it in this?
makaela gongwe. Makaela gongwe. So there's words that the category of words that we call makaela gongwe. And I think as the word says itself, or hey, Ke makaela gong.
Okay, but you'll find the
But
word.
yes, so it's words that you write the same, but you don't sound them the same. What's why keep not trapped ha ke re makaela hong? Because I'm thinking the word itself ere akaya ana le sekai, so ho kaya is a meaning. Sekai ke go
Yeah.
kaya ke go ra go wa mina, right? So sekaela hong sounds to me like they must mean the same thing.
The
But
same.
now I want
Oh,
to talk
those
about
are
words that look
like
the same.
homie man.
Ke batla go bua
There's
ka maina a leng gore a kwadiwa go tshwana but ga ra bui go tshwana, and how you know the difference is in context. My favorite joke about that is ga se batho ka mo kerekeng ba batla go bala Bible ya Setswana, they'll always read and then reread, because half the time they'll catch themselves realizing gore ba badile lefoko leo the way bona ba letsang la mathomo, mara ga ba feleletsa sentence ba utlwa gore context ga e dumele.
yeah, yeah.
So the first one is, you can say noka. So Noka. Noka. It can be your waist. It can be honoka. So to season food to anoka.
Oh, okay. I feel like I don't know what language have you and I been speaking. I'm shocked.
Setswana is relevant to Kasi kids like you. Can I let's Setswana sa Kasi friend, because ke goletse Kasi as well as for some parts,
You're
you know.
ke
Go na
shocked.
le Setswana se o se buang also. I think just generally also, ne. Go na le Setswana se o se buang, and then go na le Setswana se o se kwalang. And a lot of
Yes.
times even if le ga ke motho a nna Motswana o feleletse, o tlo nna le that differentiator ya gore Setswana se o se buang tends to be a little bit lighter and softer, but se o se kwalang,
Yeah.
it needs to be formal, like Setswana sa go kwala se tshwantsene se le noka ba lerato, and then so I went ke noka no go noka le noka, a river.
So three different meanings, but
There's
spelled the
words that
same.
have five. I remember that there was a test in matric that most of us failed, where we were asked for five for each word to make sentences. Say
Ew.
five for each word, and so yeah, five, you have to dig deep into all your Setswana avenues, because some words you can actually write sentences. Say five in different contexts. So like how to
Yo.
know hore o bala noka or noka or nuka is context. So how bala the sentence ke yona e tla go kaelang hore motho o bua ka noka or ka noka. So you'd have to read it in context. Yeah, context.
That you need to display. So I don't know, like yeah, maybe because Kishakra had no, I don't know. But I'm always a like for me, like it brings some spiritual element to it there. Hore okay, ofihla ko motseng wa batho. Like how you know I like saying hore okay, I be saying Bailey, and with you guys, some of you guys
Mm.
who have like these stubborn ancestors alive, and they're like, yo, you didn't introduce us, bro. You
Yeah,
know?
so
So what
what are
is
you doing?
le godisitse jwang lona Batswana, like
I think the thing of standing there is an elevation. I get it barking
ah,
motho how bua le ene go na le gore o bua, and then gwa te dikgang di matlhong, batho ga ba
mhm,
bua tshwanetse ne ba lebelelane mo matlhong, but by the time yaanong o koba or o dula, it is sort of a sign or symbolism of to humble yourself in the presence of whoever that person is. So go na le batho ba o ka se bue o ka se bue le bona o eme ka maoto, because it's just a
mm,
sign of respect of kore it's a physical thing ya gore wa iketlisa wa iphokotsa wa boela ko tlase, ne. Similar to how batho ba ba fetlang ba robalang mo fatshe, it's literally a physical symbolism ya gore you are humbling yourself, o
yeah,
ipahatse. like le ha motho a se tsa pipirigana ntse ba batla ka Setswana ba re calm down ba boa ipehatse.
Oh,
Like,
boa, we
you know, humble
ground
yourself.
yourself. It could
You
also be
know,
ground
ground
yourself.
yourself.
Hey.
So I think that the thing also, ya go dula ha o tsena mo malapeng a batho, ke that very thing ya hore you are in somebody like malapa for batho ba bantsho, I think ba bohle. Malapa are very sacred. Like once o
Yes.
tsena ka kgoro ya motho ke lelapa la gage. Go nna ena, go nna ba ba tlileng pele ga gage, go nna le ba ba tla tlang.
May we remember this. Actually, once, yeah, may we remember this. Oh my gosh, that's
So
powerful.
how tsena ka kgoro ya motho, besides o mmonang ka matlho, go na le batho ba bantsi tota ba le gore you need to respect. So the act of sitting down is the act of so in the presence of those that you see and you don't see mo lelapeng leo. O ka se bui o tsena, o ka se bui sentse no eme. It's utterly disrespectful to start speaking o sentse no eme. To an extent ya gore ha o le mong wa lapa, ha o tsena ko ga gago wa dula pele o bua. Yes, ha le ka ga gago you can speak whenever o kgona go le gore o palame mo dimasetlhare bo bua, but then the act of coming from somewhere o tlhaga mmerekong, o tlhaga ko shopong, o tlhaga kae, ga o tsena wa dula pele you need to ground yourself first. Like before o immerse yourself into your home again. Go na le kgang ya gore gape gate o fodisa maoto, because the understanding is how ko tlhagang ko teng you've been associating le all the kind of different entities. So how then o dula ha tso fodisa maoto is literally to sort of wa pola the energies so tlhagang ka tsona ko, and o apara mowa mo gae gape. That's why ko motho gate go tell us like home is quite sacred for motho, because that's where you can be and you are supposed to be at your best. That's why home cities nang khotso di le botlhoko mo bathong, because home is where you are allowed to be naked and vulnerable and just yourself, right? So how o tsena mo tlung bo o fodisa maoto is that literal physical act of saying wa tsena wa pola lefatshe and all its issues, and you really come and be at peace and be at home, be with your people. Whether o dula mo ntlung o le one or gona le batho ba bang, the fact that o nna mo o nna le all that you come with in terms of your lineage. So the act ya go fodisa maoto for ngwana o monnyane gone bile it's even worse. Sometimes o tshwentse no o fodisa maoto for close to a day. O kgona go goroga o re tlo bona ngwanaka because I just recently gave birth, and wa go goroga go le say Lamatlhatso, wa go mona Latshipi. Sometimes wa go goroga go le Labotlhano, wa go mona Latshipi. There's time that you need to sit out your things so tlele tsona gore wa apare ke mowa o renang mo gae.
I love that. I hope can we remember that vele hore, like, you know how, well, now it seems new age, but it's always been a thing that we've always known here as a people, I guess. Hore a home is really, really sacred. You know, you don't just let people or kaka timing it wrong into your home, you know. I actually like that. I really, really like that. And I don't know why, maybe because I'm dark, but I'm also thinking, you know, fully feta, right? Like as kids, we used to sit down as well, you know, go fete the whole procession. But yeah, now because you understand that's chakra hand, I'm like, yeah, man, yeah, no, perfect. But Cook, I think let's vala. Na ba botsa re bua ka eng? Re bua ka Setswana, the language of
Just
Setswana.
basic lessons, just one.
The cosmic people. Yes. But I can't remember ne re bua ka eng, but we're talking
Oh,
about
ne ke
the
o itse ke go
screenshot ya
tlele
lerato.
diane. O itse ke go
Yes.
tlele diane. So I
Yes.
picked cheeky ones for you.
Before ya diane, ke batla kgang ele ya how go nyenyefa, I don't know how you guys call it ka Setswana, but go nyenyefatsa.
Oh.
Because we're laughing at that screenshot ya lerato a re a gona moya nyana, like moya ke moya kind of thing, you know.
Yes.
How, yeah.
So
Well,
like yeah, Setswana ga se nyenyefatse ne, like that's why ana re moya ke moya ga gona moana ne. How nyenyefatsa, you are doing it under only two categories. If there's more, then Batswana would come and let me know. But then o nyenyefatsa as go pepetletsa, so terms of endearment, or as lenyatso. Under those two categories, there's no word that you can o ire e nyenyane ga gona lefoko lo kgona go le direng. So a ke re example ya mosetsana, o kgona gore mosetsanyana wa ka o mosetsanyana wa me o tlhaletsa motho o mo bontsha lerato, or o kgona gore o mosetsanyana o I ka se ntaste because you know what time it is. You know, so you literally take, like mafoko a rona ga gona a smaller version of something because everything has its own name. Ha ke ra gona a smaller version, a ke re kgomo, ha o re kgomonyana, you know, because there's a word for
You are
kgomonya,
complete on
you
your
know.
own.
So yeah, so how nyenyefatsa, it's really nadi categories that you think is only two, is when you are literally deleling to the last degree, or when you are showing love to someone. It's
Yeah.
like how okasere, it's very rare that you would hear somebody are ngwana o monyane ke ngwanyana. It's quite rare. Ba tlo tla from ngwana o monyana ba re ke lesia
Ah,
o monyane. Wa e bona?
mm,
Ha o le mosetsana, it's very rare o tlo utlwa motho a re mosetsanyana. It's
mm,
yeah, because with every layer go na le lefoko lo ka kgonang go le dirisa. So once o
mm.
re nyana, it's either you are loving that person a little bit extra, or you are deleling that person very extra.
I love that. I love that. Like
Le
it just
gaufi, go na le gore motho a re gaufi, a ba re gaufinyana. It's very rarely used because how re gaufinyana or like or more guy, because gaufi is near.
coffee is coffee. It's
You
like the
know,
whole thing.
gaufi is
Yeah,
near. So near
yeah, VIP.
nyana ke gore.
It's only VIP. Again, it's either you're important or not. Akuna, you're very important.
These
Okay,
days, na le di teng
but I like that because
VIP
also
packages too.
cosmically like ere ba dile ko black roots kwa gore like you the close link towards nature, you know, so it just gives reverence to hore like everything is regarded vele as a very important, you know, mo yona circle of life. So Batswana, you regard like every like o felletse le one now a mothunyana like o motho
You
o
are
felletse.
enough. You are enough.
Yeah, I
How
love that.
mutu? How na mutunyana ki mutu aru mutunyana ka. You know how I taking hola me
Yeah.
dance. You know, or haki mutunyano. Tharo Rongwe mutunyana. You know.
Strike uri mosadi bigger than mosetsana. Yes, yes,
Yes. So a
actually.
woman would be musadi, a girl would be musitsanyana or musitsana.
Mm.
Musitsanyana is. It's a very, I find that dialect yanyana to almost everything. Kuruman dialect, but one Northern Cape, like the Nyana, a lot of things.
Eh,
And like how you, when you think about it, you're like, but then there was not necessary for Nyana, because that thing that you're talking about is already a smaller version of something else.
yes, 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 yes.
So
No, go. Re kopa o re fe diane mo to take home. I'm still.
I picked a cheeky one for you because of your vento clock over time. What is in Kanang Sin Tulam?
Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
So,
Oh, I
thing,
know.
like if you Moralo is a load, so Hohana is to say no. So sing kanang sing tola moralo. If you're saying no to me, you're offloading me of a load. And if you think of human beings and how we are supposed to be responsible for one another, like there shouldn't be a time and a place where I see you and I don't feel a certain responsibility towards you. And the first responsibility is towards respecting your personhood,
Yes,
right? So we are all should be feeling a responsibility for each other, right? So how are saying Tula moral is that responsibility? How somebody minus one problem. I don't I don't have to owe you that respect that intrinsically we owe each other as human beings. I don't have to owe you any love.
Mm.
I cut disconnect. So Sengkanang Sentola Moral is basically saying I have a responsibility to my fellow kin for different levels, because your responsibility to your parents or your friends or the people that are close to you would be different from a stranger. But every human life you have a responsibility towards. And I think that's when you see how we were created, because people don't feel a responsibility to anyone. Some people don't
Anymore.
even feel a responsibility to their own self.
Mm, 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 mm.
So moralo o is actually the literal responsibility of saying, as I relate to you, that's a responsibility. It's not
Bala eo ke ya Setswana le
moloi
yona.
hana mala.
Oh, okay, deep. Okay, you
So
can
that's
explain that.
so moloi a witch, mala is color. So that's when you are being warned to say, just because I kiki with you, or just because I hate you, like don't interpret. If you feel like nako hirela bo snacks and you automatically think moloi ke nna, versus somebody who's kicking with you and you automatically think they'd never. It's so that is the warning of that, to say, because you don't know. It's funny, related to the next one that I brought. Yeah, also when you tola boret teng ga yona go a baba.
Bye bye. It ain't
Tola
Pedi.
is yeah, tola is this wild fruit, a yellow. How we bula mo teng e green, pale green. E baba, e baba. But to an
Wiley.
extent that nahar kholane ba rare e poisonous. It probably is poisonous because I've never consumed it to the quantity that probably could kill me. But like the gore rito re ya baba, curiosity ya ngwana, you would tap literally like a small tip, or e baba scam alu mixed with e bo taman e ya baba terribly, and that taste stays so long with you. But when you look at it, it's so beautiful. It's yellow. It
Mm,
looks like a tomato. Like, it looks beautiful. Even the skin texture is smooth. And when
oh, delicious
it
looking.
grows in abundance. Like how when it's like this beautiful spread that looks beautiful, but the inside. So that's also
Mm,
another warning, because a lot of Diani tends to be a lot of warnings and just moral coding.
yeah.
Yeah. So like also when it to elaborate teng ga yona ga baba is that
Exactly.
thing ya hore how mpona ke le so o tla re o tsikeng daikente o shapo kanti, meanwhile
Guys.
back at the ranch I will eat you and your children for supper.
I love that. I love that. Yo, bathumhle.
Khudu ya
Gobane
mariga
e
e
ya
itsewe ke
Setswana.
May.
Khudu ya mariga.
E itsewe
E
ke
itse-
May. So that's generally to do with secrets. Like it's similar to ngwana o itse ke mmaagwe kind of
Oh, I'm
vibes.
reading it in that context. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But I think strike it can also let us know that, because I know that there should be like there is so most running how ne would translate again. So like in a test they would give you siane and then you must give an interpretation. There's a book interpretation as in like verbatim what it says in the
Yeah.
literature and the teaching, but they will give you also a mark if you're interpreting the concept. So
Ah,
and outright wrong. So you could write it as per literature, but if you're still interpreting it as it was meant to mean, then you still get your mark.
I hear
Mabogo
you.
dinku a thebana is what we are busy crying about, hore ga re sana responsibility to each other. Mabogo a thebana is that thing ya hore we have a responsibility towards each other. Like when you help me, help me kar. Ha ke go thusa le wena wa nthusa. It's the easing of
Agree.
the load. Is the new word like that everybody speaks about community. We lack
Yeah.
community. Ha re sana communities because of that go
Who
thusana. Like
destroyed that? Colonialists. Who destroyed it?
divide and conquer, ma'am. We are literally products of divide and conquer.
No, but I'm grateful for such sessions. Like I think for now the greatest I wanna use a PC word, but the greatest joy for this is how like it trigger like some some genetic memory, for lack of a better word. Oh my gosh.
And
Oh,
our
this is what it is.
humanity. It also
Yeah,
like
going
language
back.
triggers our humanity, because
Yeah.
how lebella Diani, for example, o lebella our stories like folklore, any
I need to
native
write
language,
that down.
you know, like if you look at folklore, if you look at Diani, if you look at common sayings, that almost all native languages, it speaks to, like, it's a cheat code for how to live.
Oh my gosh.
It's
I love
literally
that.
a cheat code on how to live. Like we didn't need dibuka or dikwadiwe, dibidiwe, HOLYBIBL. You know, just our languages were really enough in giving us
Yeah.
a code of how to live with each other.
Mm. I know kuning the what the colonial system. That's why like I get so mad. People are like, get over it. It's like it's a lot that was so displaced from us as a people. Imagine how we'd be taking care of each other, Jay, as a
I just
people.
thought of
Just
also how re bolela ka language hore even how we relate to people. Ka Setswana, I think all other native languages, depending on which part of your lineage that person is, their name will start with that side. So on your maternal, everybody's name starts with ma. On your
mm,
paternal, everybody's name starts with ra.
mm,
So ka mo
mm,
go na le bo malome, ka mo be go na le bo rangwane,
mm, mm,
ka mo be go
mm,
na le bo mamogolo, e be ka mo go na le bo ramogolo. So
mm.
your maternal people and your paternal people, it Harry uncle one way, uncle. Where you going, my uncle? My uncle. My uncle.
But we are people of the cosmos, Vele, anyway. So there has to be that relation, you know. There always has to be that relation. I think we don't have any more questions. I think you have fed us Ristulanyana, no?
Uh
Ka Setswana. But yeah, I think I think I'm gonna need to include this as part of a like the book we are compiling, because I really like that. I like the resonance that thing, especially from a non-Motswana person. But
mm,
because it triggers something familiar in me, I'm like, I actually like that, and the
mm.
strive towards taking care of each other. Maboho, ish, I can't even cut
Mabogo
the accent.
dinku a thebana.
That one, yeah, Ubuntu, that whole thing. I think, man, yeah, if we start there, man, recognize hore actually these things have not been serving us, but actually they're disconnect, they're unplug, So I think the little
Motho ke
things that we can,
motho ka batho.
so the little things that we can do, man, recognize. Nka bona thuso kae mo Botswana ke tlhoka thuso. Botswana ne. Okay, so
Oh,
there's been
Botswana.
people banquet, yeah, kind of situation. Re tla bua re strike, but
I'm never hectic, but Chongchom. I'm never hectic. I think in closing, motho ha o le motho o ne motho o ithate, because
number one.
how we ithata, you are an extension of everybody around you. So how we ithata, it becomes easy to love the people that are your extension, your parents, your children, your friends. So how le motho ithate, because
Mm.
mo ho wena there's so much to love. Like, you can pick one thing until you get to the rest. You can pick just the strand of your hair to love and work your way down. You can pick your eye and you can pick your nose. There's so much of you. O tsetswe matsapa gore o tlholege.
Mm. Mm. Oh, girl, you're giving me
Like,
bombs.
it took 9 months, dikgwedi tse di robong, for you to form into the human that you are. So to love yourself, if it sounds like a complex project, start with one thing, because of the many, many things that have conjured just so that you become human. All of those
Yeah.
things that conjure blood, muscle, bone, skin, teeth is bone. Your hair. So much had to conjure to make you. And if you're not complex and DNA, think of what runs in your DNA.
Mm,
What made you is such a complex project that you
mm,
can just pick one part of that complexity to love and work your way around all of it.
mm,
But
mm.
you are wholesome, so there's so much of yourself to love that you can take the journey and pick one every month, every week until you love all of it, because it's just
Ooh,
so vast.
I love it. I love you.
I love
Ka
you more,
leboga
friend.
so much. Yo, wait. Yeah, no, that's very yeah. Okay, I'm gonna holler at you now. I need like a spelling of a whole lot of things. But
Okay.
thank you so much for your time, because
Thank you for the
I feel it's a
space.
sacred language, this thing, and you let us in. So ka leboga so much. Like I'm saying, for me, it's just triggering a lot. Rio, it's not even just here terrestrial, this thing, but it's encompassing everything, the cosmos, the nature, the you know and that saying that you guys like saying, gore modimo o leng mo go wena ke mang. Ooh, I almost said it right today. But thanks so much, Gogo. Ra
Thank you so
leboga.
much for the space and your perseverance and your ultimate need to have the word out there. Like my favorite joke too is content it loro bolai. But thank you for actually amplifying your voice, because you have a voice. You've just always been vocal, and this platform is just you amplifying your voice and giving voices to certain things that we don't talk about anymore. Or bagolo ne bana le ko basading le ko banneng. And I'm thinking that's conversations would happen there under a tree somewhere, but this is our tree. YouTube and Zoom and Teams becomes our trees. So it's thank you for the platform to have conversation, because what is in wakamolomo maybe ibe bakang wakamolomo. So we need to speak and not stop. We need to speak.
Oh, thank you.
I love you. You do
I
you
love-
do
I can't
valuable
wait to
work.
see you. Oh, she's coming from Cape Town finally. Thank you.
Love
I'll
you
see you
so much.
soon.
Enjoy your week until I see you in a few.
Chopecho.
Bye.
But thank you so much, everybody. The conscious gang, the knowledge seekers. Yeah, we're not gonna go for everybody. Thank you for the love and light. Thank you for also educating us here. Raleboga, the Botswana people who are here as well. We do recognize you. We do recognize
Thank you,
the
Strike. Thank
importance in the
you,
cosmos
Lerato,
as well.
for the additions and the love. Bye.
Ka leboga. Bye.